Funky slide guitar music is coming on live Sunday, a little after 7 p.m. on that, and the great tax swindle scam. Boy, are they flat in your pocketbook today, especially if you're in Riverside County. At least 4. If you're mainly most people in the city of Moreno Valley. And the whole state. If you're in the state of California first, they think it's Prop 2. $10 billion school bond, which is a tax increase for 30 years that you get to pay, probably with interest rates, $25 to $30 billion for this latest tax scam they are trying to pull off on us. That's $10 billion. That's going to be everybody. If you're in the state of California and you're a registered voter, that's going to be on your ballot everywhere. If you're in the Riverside City College District, which is basically Corona, Norco, Riverside, Moreno Valley, and Paris, I believe, you're going to get hit with a school bond. We don't even know, or at least haven't been able to find out how much it's going to be, but that's going to be on their agenda Tuesday night, August 6th. At the Riverside Community College board meeting, 6 p.m., I believe. The other one in Moreno Valley, which is about 80% of Moreno Valley, the Moreno Valley Unified School District, has been known as a crime syndicate, put a $240 million bond on the ballot for us, and lo and behold, the city of Moreno Valley, otherwise known as the Clown Show, is going to put a 1% sales tax on that they put on the ballot in November of 2021, I believe, and have never collected, the state has never collected the tax because they didn't appropriately, legally, according to the state, put a proper ballot resolution on, so they have never collected the tax. I've asked him many times over the past 3 years at the budget updates, the budget hearings, and all that at the city of Moreno Valley, why are we collecting the 1% sales tax? Well, now we know. That's going to be on at the Moreno Valley City, otherwise known as the Clown Show, same August 6th at 6 p.m. So if you're in Moreno Valley, how do you get to both meetings? And comment. I'd like to hear the geniuses. Elena Bach has tried to fix this. Let's say the Three Musketeers, Ed Delgado, Ulysses Cabrera, and Shailinda Bernard. How do we get to both meetings? 2 competing tax measures in districts that are all, I believe, this college district is all the city of, we're included in, city of Moreno Valley is included in the Riverside Community College School District. We got 2 resolutions on the agenda. In fact, at the Clown Show, other than the consent calendar, that's the only thing they got. I want to know where all these supposedly new developments and all this and all the economic activity that's going on in the city of Moreno Valley. You've been off for 5? Well, you had to schedule a meeting. You were going to take 6, 7 weeks off. Where are all the projects? Where's all the economic activity? $10 billion state bond. I don't know. 2020, we beat the Riverside City School bond. It was close to $800 million. I think the No Committee spent like $300. I think it was $300, $400, $500,000 that the yes on the bond, and they lost it. They only got 45%, and on school bonds you got to have 55%. You were 10% short. So if you're in the Riverside Community College District, there's the agenda item. I believe it's 6 o'clock. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Resolution number 012425 of the trustees of Riverside County College District ordering an election and specifications for an election order. And when you click on such order, there was no mention of how much it is this time. And just like with the Moreno Valley Unified School Bond, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be like the last one. There's really no specific projects. They're not saying we need a new classroom here. We're going to fix the parking and traffic cluster foxtrots we have to suffer through in and out, not so much college districts, but at our schools. Are you going to replace the hot boxes or what? What new technology are you going to do? Are you using this money efficiently? Or are you driving, as they said, Moreno Valley, construction costs are going up 10% per year. That means they double in 7.8 years. Learn the rule of 78. It's easy to figure out. With inflation rolling all this stuff up and the cost of this stuff going through the roof, and at least in the school district's case, declining enrollment, I don't know how the college districts are doing. But we need more money or we need more facilities. It's just like the city of Moreno Valley or the state or the schools or anything else. Schools are especially at this. They defer maintenance. They defer fixing things out of the general fund budget they should. They jack teachers and administrators' salaries through the roof. They tell the maintenance workers not to fix the stuff. Then they say, we'll get you your pay increases. Teachers, highest salaries in the land. Average teacher in the state of California, average prorated if they worked a full year, $180,000 a year. I don't think that's poverty wages, even in these inflationary times. So before we get to the ins and outs of this I want to get to today, I believe with all these tax measures and bond measures, I believe this is why Riverside County Transportation Commission, they were going to go gung-ho on a sales tax increase to fix the county roads, which Measure A never did. Not what was promised, not anywhere close. I think this is the reason why RCTC declined to right at the last minute not to put it on, because they're thinking, hey, with all these tax measures, bonds, and everything else, people might just vote them down. I believe in the last two election cycles, more school bonds have not been passed than passed in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. They barely passed that, $7.8 billion bond, barely in March. I think we got a good chance to beat them just from the backlash, and they're trying to throw all this stuff on. Again, I didn't dig deeper. Just on if you click on this link here on the RCC bond, it does not give you the total amount or how much RCC is asking for. But I mean, I think they have to publish that. I would think they would have to publish it. It might be hidden in the weeds somewhere. We'll see. So let's get to this 1% sales tax that was put before the voters in the city of Moreno Valley in 2021. Oh, we have to have a 1 cent sales tax. Oh, we're all going broke. Oh, we need this to fix the roads. Look, and I invite every one of you. I am challenging Mayor Ulysses Cabrera, Mayor Pro Tem Shalinda Bernard, council members Ed Delgado, Elena Baca Santa Cruz, Mike Lee, Brian Mohan, or whoever you want, or all of you. Why don't you come in the studio and explain why you need 1%? Because in the depths of the recession, you can ask Elena, she was probably the only one that was around in this. Mayor Tom Owings come in, and the city staff was crying crocodile tears of everything we needed. And we were in the depths of one of the biggest recessions in 2013. Because Elena's mom, Victoria Baca, came as a council person too in late 2012, 2013 with Mayor Tom Owings. Hey, we got to have a 1% sales tax. We're going broke, recession, we're all done. We're not. Technically, they say we're not in a recession. That's because of the COVID con bucks, but that's a story for a different day. So there's, we got to have the sales tax and all this stuff. So all of a sudden, I'm getting calls from Rick Tykert, the head financial guy, and the city manager, and the public works, and all these guys. Like the chief of police, fire department head. I'm going, what the hell? Why are they always all of a sudden wanting to talk to me in 2013 and 14? Or 2013. So, we're going across, they're asking all these guys why we need the sales tax. Because I'm telling Tom Owings, they're bullshitting you. They're blowing smoke up your ass. You do not need a sales tax to save this. We can work the budget to do it. So after Tom Owings was recalled out of office, he said, you know why all these cats were calling you in? I said, no. He said, I was the one that told them because every one of those city staff people said I was full of shit. And that's exactly the way Tom Owings put it. He said, okay, I'm going to stick you against him, and you come back with the answers to prove him wrong. He said, not one of them could dispute one thing you said. He said, that's when I believed you. We took a city that was on the verge of bankruptcy because of the library and the bridge deal and bonds and everything. And we balanced the budget. We only laid off the equivalent of one officer's duties hours when they said, we're getting rid of 26 cops and all this other crap. All the lies. They are lies. And again, Sheriff Chad, come in here and dispute this. Anybody. Larry Gonzalez, whomever. So, Tom said, screw it, when you put no tax on, we're going to fix it. We come up with a budget, fixed it, no sales tax increase, out of one of the biggest recessions in the history of the world. Now we had to have this, yada, yada, yada. So they were in the midst of the COVID con bucks and everybody's all wigged out anyway. So they put it on the ballot and they said, everybody's got to pay. We're going broke, all this. COVID con bucks are running all over the place. They're jacking their salaries up through the moon. This is my plea. No, this is my ask. This is my demand. Every one of you city council members should put up the top 25 total compensation packages in the city of Moreno Valley. Not salary. What's the check for the last 2 fiscal years at the end of the year? We paid the top 25 employees. And what's the average? What is the average compensation package for the past 2 years for every employee in the city of Moreno Valley? Because that's where the money is. It ain't that we got to do cops. It ain't that we got to do this. And the utility company didn't save us, Edo Benzivi, and your $50,000 contribution in 2004 to support the utility tax that was going to fix public safety. You told all us dumb hillbillies, we didn't know what we were talking about. You guys would fix it. City staffs, great. Edo, you can come in here. Sit right in the chair next to me as you've done before. Let's give it a whirl. I'll give you a chance for those 3 little words. Prove me wrong. We don't need no damn sales tax. We need some fiscal responsibility and some fiscal honesty all across the board. From Moreno Valley to the district criminals and all points in between. I know it's a Hail Mary pass. They got to have 4 votes, I believe. They only got 4 council members. Only 1 council member has to have the guts to say, no, we're not putting it on the ballot. I'm going to take you back to October Surprise Day, October 19, 2021, just before the sales tax election. Some wild-eyed guy with some crazy hair and a headband showed up. He had this to say.
To be accountable for the money that we're paying already with our taxes. It's hard for me to live in Moreno Valley. I'm taxed to death, and I don't mind paying my taxes, but I want to get my money's worth. And it doesn't seem like I'm getting my money's worth with SB1.
That was SB1, the road tax, the sales tax. If you guys could come up with an honest rendition of how our money was being spent, and it was being used wisely and prudently, and you could make that case for a school bond or a tax increase, or you are really going to fix the roads, not repave them with COVID con bucks, and that we're going to have to pay 2 and 3 or 4 or 10 times who knows how much more for that $50 million, and you guys ain't the only one. Now that you're running out of money, who you just heard was Fred Banuelos, who ditched the wild hairdo, and now runs Moreno Valley First. But that was the night that Dave Marquez and Ulysses Cabrera, according to the Riverside County District Attorney, illegally appointed LaDonna Jemson to the city council. But I went there because happened to be we were going through redistricting at the time at the county of Riverside, and they had a 6 p.m. meeting on that, so I had to make comments there and race down, and I missed the fireworks that were later on happening, which touched off a whole nother firestorm. But I want to archive this before we get to the new staff report and the reasoning why we need a new sales tax in the city of Moreno Valley. Here we go, here in a second. We are doomed to repeat it. Let me take you back to 2013 when not only Moreno Valley, but the United States was in the depth of one of the largest recessions ever. A 1% sales tax was proposed because that was the only way we could save ourselves. One person stood up and said, no, that ain't it. The then mayor put that person in a bunch of these staffs that were there at the time. Mayor, after he got out of office, told me I did that because they were telling me you, meaning me, was full of ish. But you know what? He said, I believed you because they could not dispute one thing you said. We put together a budget in the depths of recession that did not raise the sales tax and save Moreno Valley. Go back to 2004. Dave Marquez was running for council. We had an electric company. We had a utility tax, both with promises. You pass this, public safety will be guaranteed. We just had recently a hotel tax. Same thing. Did it happen? It can happen. 2015, I put together a budget that saved $37 million. We can go through the history of why that didn't go through. You can fix this. You know what the problems are. You know where the bodies are buried. And we will never stop this insanity cycle unless we deal with things honestly.
and we put it all up on the table, and you bring in the people that actually know what they're doing or have proven to do it with that. If you go down the same path of we're going to tax you, we're going to do this, we're all going to swirl down the toilet bowl as we are doing now, as we have done in the past. It never gets better, it gets worse. You're not fixing it. Measure G will not fixing it. Measure G will perpetuate the spin cycle that we have been in, yet we still keep trying to prove the definition of insanity every day. And it's really sad, because ultimately, the ones who suffer and the ones who will suffer the most are our kids, because we are mortgaging their future. So why? Answer that question. Answer that question honestly. And then maybe we can start fixing things. Until we don't, we're going to be back here with the same issue again, and it will never stop. You know the truth.
Thank you, Ray.
They know the truth. And I will tell you why that budget did not get passed in 2017. And Supervisor Eckstein Gutierrez can sit here right here and sit in the seat, because he has not denied it so far. The reason that budget in the city of Moreno Valley was not passed that I proposed was he said Riverside Sheriff's Association would recall me. So I'm not going to do it. Brought this up many times. We've got a lot, and this is what I'm talking about, dealing honestly with everything. We're not fixing nothing. We're going to continue to swirl down the toilet bowl. We don't honestly fix what's there if you don't listen to the people who were proven who could do it right. Proven track record. And if you don't have guts enough or the intellectual ability to make a case for it, for what you're doing, then you're selling a con. They're trying to sell us a con. If you read the staff report on this sales tax measure, and it could be repeated through all this stuff. Just Moreno Valley is a prime example of stupidity all across the board. In 98.7% of the cases. Of course, they didn't put the measure on according to the state. Per the law, does this sound familiar? They admit in the staff report asking the council to put this on the ballot. After they go why they're putting it back on the ballot, that the state never collected it. They refused to collect it because it was not put on legally, in their opinion. In 2021, in response to years of takeaways, local funds by the state to protect the critical services that were protected by the impacted Moreno Valley voters and approved Measure G, enacting a 1% sales tax, ended by the voters to maintain 9/11 emergency response times, robbery and burglary prevention programs, neighborhood police patrols, fire engine service levels, as well as to address homelessness, repair streets and potholes, keep public street areas safe and clean, and blah, 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 blah. How many times have we heard this crap? And the only reason you paved the streets is you got COVID con money coins as you're going to admit those have run out. Now we're in deep bandini. The main area, the main expense is salary and benefits for the employees of the city of Moreno Valley. So list them. That's where it is. We've heard this. Utility tax in 92 when they put it in. When we beat them in 96 in June. And then they put it back on. And it's all, oh, if you don't pass this tax, you're going to call 911 and the cops are not going to show. Your house is going to be in the fire department. The fire department's going to say, sorry, we're closed. The parks are going to close when you go to the soccer games. Your schools are going to be closed. And every other darn thing. It's a lot. Do not give me this crap. This is on there mainly, and the majority of it, to pay the salaries of city employees. So have guts. Let's just start with the top 25 total compensation packages in the city of Moreno Valley, and what's the average compensation package for a city employee in the city of Moreno Valley. Repeat that 3 times before you vote to put this on the ballot. Further in the report, while one-time federal funding was utilized to mitigate the worst of the damage from the state's actions, significant and needed investments to basic services, including 911 emergency, street pothole repair, and investments in addressing homelessness and all this other crap. Maintaining fire service levels, maintaining 911 response times, maintaining robbery and burglary prevention, keeping public areas safe and clean, addressing homelessness. It's exploding. Go look at Postal Avenue. I posted the pictures, 6 weeks ago? Shopping carts in the street, on the sidewalk, for 50 feet for 6 weeks. It's still been there. And Newsom said, get them out of there. What's your frickin' excuse? Maintaining fire service level, I will quote you, or I will paraphrase the California Constitution. Your number one job as a public official is public safety. And if you're not doing it, you're violating the Constitution and your fiduciary responsibility to keep all this stuff there. Then why ain't you doing it first? You've got record budgets. In response to the community feedback, staff is recommending that the council act into places and This is the ballot question. To maintain critical Moreno Valley services, including 911 response times, robbery, burglary, and prevention, oh, we're going to stiff them for another $30 million annually. There it is. That's about as good, or that's about as good as Kamala Harris's on Prop 47 Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act. It should be this tax measure is on the ballot to further increase the already ridiculous amount that city government employees are paid. I think it's almost up to twice as much. It's getting close to twice as much. The average government employee in the state of California makes twice as much as the average private sector worker. Why don't you put that in the ballot argument? Why don't you put a truthful ballot argument in front of the people and then ask them yes or no? Not scare them to death. Oh, we're going to close everything down. The same with the schools. Oh, your schools are going to close. We know we're getting screwed, blued, and tattooed. It's about time we stand up for it. It's about time our elected officials take their and are the executive staff members take their fiduciary responsibility seriously. Don't give us this BS crap of we're not going to have cops and we're not going to have fire and we're not going to have schools. Da, 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 da. 24 grand per student in the state of California, K through 12. And we ain't got enough. Start listing all the salaries of everybody that's working for the government, working for the city of Moreno Valley, working as cops, working as sergeants, working as captains, complete compensation package. I want to know the total number, the checks that were written, the total number at the end of the year. Salary, benefits, gratuities, overtime, every darn thing. Tax and tips, whatever. You should have that number at the snap of a finger. And you should tell, every one of you agencies should tell us that before you ask for more money. And before you justify pointing a gun at us, saying if you don't pay this, you're going to jail. If you have that kind of awesome power, then you should have the integrity and ethics to tell us honestly what the hell's going on and what you're doing with it. And if you're not abiding by the oath you swore to the state constitution of California, then you should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So we'll see. We'll see if, I mean, it's a Hail Mary pass. Got to take it. Didn't work at the Moreno Valley Unified. They put it on the ballot. We'll see if RCC and City of Moreno Valley, see if they get 4 votes, because that's just got to be 2/3, so they got to have 4 votes to do it. The City of Moreno Valley, it only takes 1 council member to stand up, because they only got 4. So we shall see. How it works, if it works, or we'll have another one. I really think at this point we got as good a chance as we've ever had to beat these, and we've been beating them, I think, more times than not the last couple election cycles. We need to keep that going. If we got to starve the beast to death to get it to do what's right, then that's what we got to do. We got to make America great again. We got to stand up Riverside, Moreno Valley, Rancho Cucamonga, San Bernardino, Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Hemet, Desert Center, Indio, Palm Springs, Blythe, Corona, Chino, and all points in between. It would be nice one time just to have people have some integrity and honesty in our public dealings.